Hit record and make sure this works again. There we go. Hi, Carly.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
Oh,
It's my
that's okay.
first Zoom call, and so I was like,
Okay, Jake, I think you have to turn off the internet. Sorry, my internet's all crazy. I think Jake just hopped on, so I'm going to have him hop off the other line so it's not all, I don't know why it's going so slow. Okay. All right, so we'll just dive in here. All right, thanks for getting on, guys. I was just saying, I know the holidays get super busy, but this is, the time of the year where we really got to dig in and kind of push hard. This is my first, I guess, slow season because I started coaching in January, so I haven't got a chance to experience like November and December and, how everybody says they're really difficult. But, besides that, I just, I'm treating it like any other month. I'm just diving in, going for it. We have Fall Classic going on, so I know everyone's pushing hard for that, getting those prizes and all of that in. So that's going through till the end of the month. And then December 1st, we have Hammer and Chisel coming out, which I'm super excited about. And I know I posted about the group Sarah and I are going to co-host on the team page, the co-ed group. So I hope, whoever wants to jump in that with a significant other, or if they have, anyone else they want to join the group, it can be a guy or a girl. But we're going to be hosting that starting mid-December. And then we decided we're going to run it for the full 60 days because we do want to do the full program and have everybody get those results. So that'll be happening. And we'll post more about that as it kind of comes closer to that date. But do start, promoting Hammer and Chisel. I really like the before and afters from Nikki Whiting that I posted on the team page. She just followed the program awesome and got great results. So I like those ones. And then we have our coach holiday party coming up December 4th at Sarah's house in Sandy. So I hope everyone can make it to that. That's local. And that's going to be fun. We're just going to kind of have a pajama party, eat some snacks, and do a little white elephant gift exchange of fitness fun stuff to share. And then next Sunday, we have our live sneak peek event. So start inviting to that. I really like the 1 hour events. I feel like it's like a rapid fire kind of really intense way, but people are really into it and they get the videos and they get the immediate feedback right away, which is nice from all the coaches that are on there. So this is like one of my favorite events. So hopefully everybody has some people to invite to that. And then of course, if you are inviting people, try and be on the event as well so you can see what their comments and questions are and then kind of know where they're coming from when you go for your follow-up with them after the event. And then last but not least, we have our Team Hard Hitters called December 1st that Kelly asked me to host with her, which I'm excited about. So I feel like a big kid, but I'm really excited. I'm going to be going over like consistency and just how to finish the year strong and building momentum into 2016. So I'm excited about that. All right, getting into the meat of it. So I wanted to go over recruiting because I feel like it's you guys kind of commented and that's something you all wanted to go over too, but I do feel like it's one of the hardest things about being a coach and building your business and moving it forward because it's one of the scarier things to do. And I think, of course, as we know, the scarier things are the most important things. So I just want to go over some of like the tips and tricks that have worked for me in the past and some things I've picked up from other coaches in trainings that I've done. And, a lot of the trainings talked about, a lot of people, if they want to grow their business, at a steady pace, adding 2 to 3 coaches a month is kind of a standard goal you want to set for yourself. But if you want to really, grow quickly and really build your business fast and have big, huge goals you want to accomplish, then really shoot for 5 coaches a month. And I know it sounds crazy and I make that my goal every month. And do I hit it every month? No. Some months it's just 1 coach. So, but just knowing that that's kind of the benchmark that you want to set for yourself if that's your goal overall as a coach. And then just remembering that, anything you put out there, that your vibe really does attract your tribe. So just know that you're going to attract the people that are meant to be on your team and the people that are like you, like-minded, that you're going to want to be building this business with you. So just always be conscious of that when you're kind of putting your help wanted ads out or your calls to action. So I'm going to go over kind of 2 ways that I think at least I approach recruiting other coaches. So there's two main ways. There's recruiting people through your challenge groups, and then there's recruiting people outside of your challenge groups who have never participated in a challenge group. So I'm going to start with how to recruit with people in your challenge groups. Now, bottom line, I always invite every single person that joins my challenge group to coaching, whether they've purchased a challenge pack or not. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to offer the coaching opportunity in the same way to every single person, but I am going to offer it. I'm either going to offer it as a discount or for them to, use the opportunity to become an active business building coach. But I also like to lay the groundwork a little bit before I kind of decide and see how they are in the group to see what kind of approach I want to take with them. In that first week of the group, you've all run challenge groups or been in challenge groups, and you know that you see those people straight out the gate that are those rock stars that are posting their before pics, before even the first day of the group, and are just really on top of things and posting every single day. And those are the people, like, honestly, I know all of you are like that in my challenge groups. You're just motivated by it, and those are the people you just kind of want to keep your eye on in the beginning, and then just start reaching out to those people. Start messaging them and just saying, oh my gosh, you're a rock star in this group. I just appreciate all the motivation you're bringing. And I always say, I know it's lifting the other group members up too, even though because it's not just coming from me telling them that they're doing a good job, but you're there encouraging them too. So I kind of just give them a shout out in the beginning and let them know that I appreciate those things in them. And it kind of just starts to make them realize, like, oh, I didn't even know I was encouraging people, but to just kind of plant those seeds. And then I'll ask them other things in those initial kind of reach out messages in that first week, like, oh, are they liking their workouts, and how are they liking their Shakeology, and just kind of little conversation pieces to get started with them. And then in the second week is kind of when I start to approach them more about coaching. Now, whether it's the discount side, but I'll talk a little bit more about like the active business building side. I'll just, invite them. And what I say mostly, and this is a phrase that someone told me, I don't even know, I heard in a training somewhere along the way, that it's kind of this magic phrase that for whatever reason, it works, and it's, sticks with people. And it's just, have you ever considered coaching? Now, everyone kind of struggles with the, right wording and what to say and not coming across like they're going to think I'm a freak or whatever. But it's, have you ever considered becoming a Beachbody coach? And just say, I think it would be great because X, Y, and Z. And be genuine. Tell them why. What are their qualities? What is it about that person that would be great? Or what about the opportunity that they may need in their life? So just kind of that simple phrase. And people usually come back with, well, no, I've never really considered it, but what does it mean to be a coach? Or, I kind of have thought about being a coach, so tell me more about that. And I just always offer that in the end. I say, if you ever want to know more, I'd be happy to share it with you. But I kind of leave it simple at that. I say, would you ever consider being a Beachbody coach, or have you ever considered it? And this is why I think you would be awesome. So that's just kind of, I don't know, has it been, I guess, my own secret sauce as far as recruiting goes and what I say to people, because I just try and hone in on what those qualities are in that person that I know would make them a great coach. And then that conversation just starts. Either they want more information or they don't. And if they don't want more information about being a coach, then I kind of go towards the discount side of things. I said, that's cool. I don't want to force anybody into anything. I do think you'd be great, but if you ever just wanted the discount, we have that too. And then I explain that a little bit more. But if I really think they'd be a great coach, I try and offer that first. And then once that conversation starts, I usually send them a coaching call to I like the one from Kelly that I send a lot of people just because I just like it. And I know her, so I can say, this is, one of our coaches, Kelly, and she's great. So let's take a listen to this, and then let's chat afterwards. And then after I send them the coaching call, usually there's some kind of sneak peek event coming up. So I'd go on to invite them into that if they wanted. But sometimes they come back after listening to that call and they're like, yes, I love everything I heard about this. How do I get started? So we love when that happens. But even if we invite them to the sneak peek group, whatever group we put them in, just always make sure to follow up with them after those groups. And a lot of people like to set up one-on-one or phone conversations with people. I have always been kind of a chicken when it comes to talking to people on the phone. So I do most of my stuff over messaging, but if that's your forte and you feel more comfortable conveying like your passion over the phone or in person, go for it. And that works for a lot of people. So that's a great, way to go about it too. Let's see. I just want to add a couple points. Oh, and then I also want to make sure just to touch on that military people and military spouses, that any active military person can get that coach discount, the coach fee waived, and then they also don't have to pay the $16 a month coach fee. So if anyone, even in your challenge group, that they don't want anything to do with coaching, but they love Shakeology, be like, hello, you can sign up for free. So that's always a good thing to remember when thinking about just adding people as discount coaches. All right, so now to get to the scary stuff. The talking to people about coaching that haven't ever done a challenge group, or, how to attract people to the business opportunity. So first thing we talk about is, you kind of have to ask yourself, am I talking about coaching? Am I posting about it? Am I talking about the opportunity? Am I kind of leaving hints and clues and telling people why it's important to me or how it's changed my life? I think I was talking to Carly a couple weeks ago on the phone, and, it can be sometimes as simple as, the commission on a challenge pack can be like $30. Well, I just filled my gas tank for $30 the other day, and that can be huge for somebody. That $30 can mean a whole lot to somebody in their life. And, we don't really know what's going on in other people's lives. So just leaving those clues behind and posting about those little things can really resonate with people. So I think we just really have to ask ourselves, are we talking about it? Are we talking about coaching? And it doesn't always have to be in an obvious way. Like, it can be subtle, and you can just say, gosh, I'm so glad I have this job where I get to be home with my kids more. Whatever it is for you, try and hone in on that. And then just being consistent, and I'll talk about this more on the hard hitters call, but I truly believe that consistency is what grows your business. You can't let the peaks and valleys, get to you, because that's just how this business goes. We have high points and low points, and some months we recruit everybody and their sister, and some months we have nobody that wants to jump on board, and that's okay, because everything's building momentum in the consistency and that we're talking about our business and coaching, and we keep inviting. And then another thing that you kind of want to start to think about, if you haven't done this already, is creating your dream team, list, that 100 names of people that you just think would make amazing coaches. And this gets kind of hairy and scary, because usually the scariest people on that list are the ones you want the most, and the ones that would be the best at, the opportunity, or they need it the most in their lives. So make that list of 100 names and try to chip away at it. 3 to 5 names a day, or 10 names in a week, whatever it is. I know I listened to a recording from Steph Davies not too long ago about recruiting, and she talks about that she recreates her 100 name lists like every few months, because she's continually adding to her network. So your 100 names, your 100 dream team list is not going to be the same dream team, from here to the end of time. You're going to want to keep recreating that list, because you're always adding to your network, and you're always, meeting new people through social media or other avenues. So just know that 100 names is 100 names maybe every few months. And then another way I like to, one point, sorry, I want to go back to challengers in challenge groups, or even customers. When people come to me and they say, oh my gosh, I have 3 friends that would love to be in this challenge group, or could my friend, buy a challenge pack? Those people I really clue in on, because they are already, sharing whatever it is that they're loving about the products or their challenge group or their results with other people. So I say, like, why don't you sign up as a coach, and you can get that commission and maybe start your own challenge group. So remember, when people are kind of throwing referrals at you, it can kind of it gets nice, because you're like, oh great, more commissions for me, more challenge packs, more Success Club points. But think about that other person, and that, that may be a coach there, that already has kind of a good warm market that they can tap into. So just keeping that in mind when people are kind of throwing referrals your way. Another way I like to reach out with non-challenge group recruiting is, just trying different avenues of social media, or even different avenues within the social media that you use. So if you post a lot at the same time about coaching, maybe try and do it at different times. Or for me, I run a lot more of my ads through Facebook, where I've been trying to reach out more and dive into Instagram a little bit more. And I know there's people that are super savvy on Instagram and have a lot of success that way. I just haven't got there yet, and that's one of my goals. So just kind of branching out and trying different things. Some things work, some things don't, but we just have to, try new things and see what works for us. And then the last thing, and this is kind of the scariest thing, which is cold coaching invites. And this is I know a lot of coaches don't do cold coaching invites, but if I have somebody on my dream team list that, say someone has been posting on their Facebook recently about losing weight or wanting to get in shape, it's like either invite those people to the challenge group, or if I really feel deep down that I just know them and I know that they would make an amazing coach, I just go for it. And I invite them to become a coach. And I say, I think you would be awesome because A, B, and C. I'm sorry if this is completely random and out of the box, and feel free to just not, think anything of it, but I just wanted to let you know that I think you would be awesome, and this is why. And 99% of the time people come back. Actually, I think 100% of the time everyone's come back to me when I've approached them that way and said, wow, thank you, I'm so flattered, because you really did see something in them that maybe they didn't even see them in themselves. So if nothing else, you've given that person a compliment and kind of left their day a little brighter. So whether or not they pursue and want more information, you kind of, brighten somebody's day in that way too. So don't ever feel like you're coming across salesy or pushy, because if your intentions are to help people and to grow your team and to add quality people to your network because you want to have a team of just really supportive, awesome people, don't ever feel like that's a bad thing. Just know that you are, just wanting to share that with other people. And that should be nothing that you ever feel self-conscious about. But that doesn't go to say that you're not going to be nervous about it and it's going to be super, super hard to send those messages out. But I promise you it's always worth it. I've never had anybody come back to me and say that they were offended, or, maybe because they didn't message me back, I don't know. But anyway, so I just really challenge everybody, at this last little stretch in the year to post more about the business opportunity. And maybe you do already, but maybe you don't. And try and just leave little seeds and little messages to people that, that's not blaringly, hey, I'm a coach, be a coach, I'm a fitness professional, because that's intimidating to people. Just share, the tidbits. Why, the $30 gas, card, or $30 for your gas tank to get filled up, whatever it is for you. Even if it's just that you were able to cover the cost of your cell phone bill, those kind of things. It doesn't have to be huge to impact someone else's life or for them to, kind of pique their interest. So those are kind of the tidbits I have for how I go about recruiting, kind of the two different ways. So if anybody has any questions about recruiting or need help in like starting conversations or anything like that, or anything, it doesn't have to be about recruiting.
Who picked me?
Okay, go.
Yeah. Okay, so I have two people who are in my challenge group currently that used to be coaches, and then they stopped because they couldn't afford Shakeology. Mm-hmm. And they've been in my group twice now, and I was just requiring them to do the program, but I think next month I'm going to have a requirement that they're drinking Shakeology, but I don't know how to go about it because I don't want to be like, hey, have you considered being a Beachbody coach? Because I've already talked to them about it, and they've said they're not interested, so I don't really know how to follow up with them on that.
I would say that just go back to like the reasons why you really encourage people to be on Shakeology, because you really feel like the people who do the challenges with Shakeology are serious and they get that nutrition and they're going to get results, and you're just looking for a group that really wants to take everything to the next level. And one thing I did as I started to have more challenge groups, and I didn't want to fill up challenge groups with kind of like old members, now, especially people who never really bought anything from me, was that I started just kind of an open forum group. It's still a secret group, but it's just kind of, I invite anyone who's ever been in a challenge group with me to continue on in that group. And I don't post anything. I post like when I work out, and people will share recipes and stuff, but I don't really post anything in that group. It's just a way for them to still like share in a secret way that they don't have to put public on Facebook.
Okay.
About their fitness and how they're doing, and people can check in, and some people that don't even know each other become friends through challenge groups, and they want to keep tabs on each other. So maybe that's something, as you get more people like that, you can add them to a group like that. But as far as approaching them, I just would lay that groundwork and say, I just want people that are ready to step it up a notch and take it to the next level. And I truly believe that this makes a huge difference in your health and your results, and I don't know, just see how they react from there.
That's good to know, because I have a few that already had everything and they wanted to join the group. So at first I was like, sure. But now it's like that's 3 or 4 spots that I could put someone else that is a little curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me know if you ever want to add them to my group's called Fit for Life. If you ever want to add anybody into that, I'm happy to have anybody come into that one too.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jessica. Okay, I'm muting myself again.
Okay. So any other questions about anything leading up to the end of the year?
I just can't get people to commit to Shakeology.
I know. It's
like, that's, everybody's like, I'm broke. And I'm like, well, like, okay, I mean, I'm like, I stand by it 100%, and sometimes I'm like, I'm broke, but I think it's important, but I mean, it's not about that. It's just like, nobody wants to, like, everybody in my groups for the most part are like free, like just doing like the 30-day free trial. So.
And then has anyone, and I'm sure you've offered like for them to sign up as a coach to get the discount. Still.
Yeah.
And have they tried Shakeology?
Some of them have, and some of them, like one girl, she just flat out hated it. And then even like some of my military friends, they're just like, the discount, like they don't really care. So I'm like, come on, like this is like, you're getting like the best deal here, like.
One of the ways that helped me like talk to people about it was because my husband and I, when we first started getting Shakeology, like we were not in the best financial situation, and we really had to talk about it before we committed to doing this, even with the coaching discount. But how we talked about it, we were like, okay, like let's break this down. Like we're super numbers people, and we were like, I don't know if you've like heard how this way of breaking the numbers down financially, but if you look at an average meal a day, a really conservative number for that is about $5, whether you eat out or whether you make it from ingredients at your house that you've purchased. And so if you drink Shakeology as a meal replacement shake, 1 meal a day, so that's like $5 a day. If you put that towards Shakeology, $5 per day for 30 days is $150, which is $20 more than Shakeology costs, even without the discount. And so, and then most people who are on Shakeology are doing the 20-day fix or something. They normally cut out like extras from grocery stores or the extra $5 latte. So that's even more money that they are not spending. So if you are doing Shakeology the way that it's intended, because of the 16 to 17 grams of protein in it, that's a full meal's worth, and you're cutting out extras, it really actually saves you money. So I'm a real like visual person, like sitting down, looking at numbers. And if you explain it that way, I've had so many people go, oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. People are more likely to spend little bits here and there, like $5 a day on Starbucks, not even like for their meal
Yeah.
versus like $130 up front, you know, like that huge expense. So I think just having them break down, okay, like $5 a day for 30 days is way more than Shakeology, you know. So I don't know if that would help you at all, but it's a different
Yeah.
way of explaining it, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good, because I even did like a comparison chart. Like I went through my bank statements because I'm like a recovering Starbucksaholic. Seriously, I went through 4 months of my bank statements and I spent over $550 on Starbucks alone.
Oh my
Like it's making my stomach turn just thinking about that. Like I can't even, like I don't
But
even
Carly,
know.
so many people are like that. Like
I know.
so many.
And so like, because I remember posting that, like I posted all like 4 months of my thing and I was like, look, like I'm showing you proof like that you can't fudge bank statements.
But
You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
people don't
And,
want,
no,
they
and
don't,
nobody said anything.
they don't want
I
to
know.
admit that that's how much they're drinking at Starbucks or whatever.
Oh, I know. I went out on a huge limit. And I was like, people are going to judge me. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and I feel guilty. My husband was like, see? I'm like, I know. Like,
I know. My seriously, like my mom is like that now, and like she's a teacher. She's a retired teacher, and every morning on her way to work, like every morning, she would go by Starbucks, and I would say to her, I'm like you get a drink, and you get something to eat, like. Like that's not even just one drink per day. That's like running around $8.
yeah.
It's definitely one of the biggest
It's easy to
objectives.
spin like when it's in those little chunks, but
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, not even the money cost of it, but also all of the crap you're putting into your system drinking milk. In comparison to spend that same, you'll get the energy, but so much better for you.
Yeah. And then it just comes down to,
Yeah.
you know, it's like people who say they don't have time to work out. It's the same thing. If you want to make the time, you'll make the time. And if you want to make it work financially, you'll make it work financially. So, I think my thing is getting slow again, but maybe Carly, if you wouldn't mind like typing up that little breakdown that you just talked about, that breakdown of the groceries versus the, Shakeology and how much you'd save in a week
yeah,
or in a month, that would be awesome.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. I really like that. Thank you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because I talk about the Starbucks aspect, but just bringing it from a normal, like just a food aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
be
and it's
cool.
just talking about that, that $5 meal thing, and so which is probably way less than you would spend going out for a meal or something like that. But yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mhm.
I like that.
I think as far as like coaching recruiting goes, like I have, and I know Kenzie, this is one of the things we were talking about the other day on the phone, but I have some great actual coaches that I've signed that don't want to work the business, but they are posting all the time. They're like my lead people in my challenge group, and they're like, they just have what it takes, but they have no desire to run with the company. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like you guys could seriously be rock star coaches if you wanted to. They're active. There are a lot of stay-at-home moms. They're like perfect. And it's just like, I don't know how to get it in their heads that it's not a crazy amount of time.
Yeah.
And they're already doing it anyways. So it's just like, just focus on.
And maybe it's just going to take, time for them, to kind of let it settle, let them watch you for a little while and see what happens with you. And, oh, well, what? She's being really successful. And just kind of realize that there's nothing different between what you're doing and what they could do. Because you are a stay-at-home mom, and so are they, and they might start to just see it. They might just start to get the big picture a little bit more, and it might just take more time. But yeah, that is so frustrating because you're like, just do it.
No, right? It's like as soon as I become Diamond, like with Margot and like these two other coaches, like I 3-star diamond and like
Yeah.
and you're like not even caring.
Yeah. Don't you know what this means?
Didn't Scotty Hobbs say it took him like 8 months to sign as a coach, and like look where he is,
I know.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So you never know. It could always happen later.
Yeah, that's so true.
Kinsey, I remember you had messaged me as a coach like a ways back, and I was like, thanks, I'm not interested, I don't have time. And I'm like, shoot, I could have been a coach how much sooner? Like, could have already been a diamond by
I
now.
know. I did. So McKenna was one of my cold invites that I sent to her, I think back in June or July. And I just knew McKenna was young and had her stuff together. And I always, watched her, she, with her salon business and everything. I just knew she was a driven person. And so it's just those type of people that I see on social media that I'm like, I want them. I want to work with them. I want those kind of, savvy, hungry, go get them kind of people on my team. And when I see those people, I guess I still am afraid when I reach out to people. Like I still have that fear, but in the same respect, sometimes I'm like, who cares? I want that person. I want to work with that person for these reasons, and I'm going to tell them that, because what are they going to say but no? Like I've got to that point that I really don't care, because I want to work with them, and if they want to work with me, awesome. If they don't, that's cool too. But the answer is always going to be no if you never ask. So you might as well go ask and maybe get a yes. So, and maybe later down the road, like Miss McKenna, she'll come around.
I've noticed when I've gone through to make my dream team and I'll go through my list of my friends, at least half the people on my list are either already Beachbody coaches or they're like selling unique makeup or in some other network marketing. And I'm like, I mean,
Yeah.
do you still message those people, or is it, well, obviously not other Beachbody coaches?
Yeah, I do message them, especially if they're maybe like a Jamberry consultant, even if it's something like that. Because I don't know to what extent that sometimes people just do that because they want the discount, and that's cool. And I think Beachbody is so much more unique as a multi-level marketing company, because I've known about others before in the past, and it's never been about personal development and just being the healthiest version of yourself. And I don't know all those other businesses, so I can't speak on them, but I think definitely reach out to those people, just because you do never know. You can never make up someone's mind for them. All you can do is be genuine and let them know why you think they would be great. And if it's a fit, it's a fit. And if they say, oh no, I'm cool, I love you selling unique and I'm really into this. And I've gotten those responses a ton of people that I've reached out to that are already involved in other companies, and that I didn't even know before I messaged them that they were involved. So definitely always reach out. I mean, the worst they can say is no thanks. So anything else, guys?
Thank you, Kinsey.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope that was helpful stuff. Like I said, it's just things that have over this past, I'm coming up on my 1-year mark, and I just wanted to kind of go through my brain and give you guys what's worked for me up until this point. And I'm still learning and growing and learning new ways to reach out to people. So I just wanted to share what's worked for me in the past, and hopefully it can work for everybody else. But I think the bottom line is just getting over yourself and getting over that fear and that insecurity we have for whatever reason, and just going for it. Because like I said, it's not gonna kill you. It's only gonna make you a stronger, more confident person with yourself and your coaching business, and people recognize that too. So I just appreciate you guys being on. So I do have this recorded for anyone who didn't get a chance to be here, but I will go ahead and close it out if we're all set.
We're good. Thank you.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.